If I had a penny for every weird look I've received from Germans after breaking their unspoken rules, I'd be swimming in coins like Scrooge McDuck.
So in this video, we are going to show you 5 of the most important unwritten rules not to break in Germany, so you can avoid the same awkward mistakes Jen here has done.
Okay, so here's a rule I broke that led to the most intense public scolding I've ever experienced in Germany, and to be honest, in my life. This was years ago. We wanted to film some footage inside a German supermarket for one of our videos. So I stroll over to the fresh fish counter, pull out my phone, and start recording the display. And then, out of nowhere, a thunderous voice erupts. The employee behind the counter is absolutely furious. I mean, like red face, veins popping out, full panic mode, and shouting in German. She was saying, "This is not allowed! Delete the footage immediately!" I completely froze. My heart was racing. I deleted the video on the spot and awkwardly held up the phone like evidence. And to top it all off, for whatever random reason, an old lady next to me turned around, started to shake her head, and was repeating, "Yeah, if it's not allowed, it's not allowed." I was so confused. What the hell had just happened?
You see, in Germany, filming inside private establishments like shops, supermarkets, or restaurants is a very sensitive topic.
Clearly.
In Germany, there are strict privacy norms and property rights. So, unspoken rule number 1, don't casually film inside stores or businesses in Germany without explicit permission.
Even if you're not directly filming people, recording inside a private business can quickly create problems. Public spaces are a bit different though. At large events or crowded areas, filming is generally more accepted. But just keep in mind that if a person clearly objects to being recorded, they're absolutely within the rights to say something.
Okay, the next one is something that sometimes makes my eyes twitch a little.
Uh-oh.
Imagine this. It's a perfect sunny winter's day in the Alps. We're on a peaceful snowshoe hike with friends surrounded by mountains and fresh air. We reach the summit, sit down, take out our snacks, and just enjoy the moment. Pure tranquility. Until, from behind us, a voice suddenly appears. Someone is on the phone speaking very loudly. The conversation is in Spanish and the woman is having a very exciting and emotional talk with her mother. The conversation continues and continues and continues. Suddenly it's us, nature, and the phone call. We all look at each other and start to feel slightly irritated.
Myself included, because it went out for like 20 minutes. Because here's the culture twist. Germany is, by global standards, a very quiet country. Public spaces, trains, hiking trails, and even waiting rooms tend to operate at a much lower volume. Loud phone calls, especially in calm environments, can feel surprisingly intrusive to Germans around you.
So unspoken rule number 2, be mindful of noise in shared spaces, especially on public transport and in nature.
The next unwritten rule is one that honestly always makes me smile. And here's how it usually works. Whenever we meet German friends, something very predictable happens. Not often, but when it happens, I know what's gonna happen. If they're running late, we get a message. But late in Germany means something very different from what it means in my Latin American culture. We're talking German late, as in, hey, I'll be 3 to 5 minutes late. Yes, you heard that right, 3 to 5 minutes. There's even a saying in German that goes like this.
5 Minuten vor der Zeit ist des Deutschen Pünktlichkeit.
Which means German punctuality is being 5 minutes early.
So unspoken rule number 3, if you make plans with Germans, they expect you to be on time. Like on time, German time. The only thing that breaks this rule in Germany more often than not are the trains. But that's a story for another video.
Okay, this next one took me about 13 years to finally figure out. And here's how it happened. We were at a dinner party and 2 Latin Americans started comparing their experiences with German customer service. One said, "German customer service is so cold and unfriendly." That's my interpretation of the voice. The other looked genuinely surprised. "Really? I've had nothing but kind, helpful interactions." Both living in Germany, but totally different experiences. As the conversation went on, the difference became clear. The first person would walk into a shop, say hello, and immediately ask, "Do you speak English?" And the usual response, a quick, almost automatic,
Nein.
And that would either be the end of the interaction or it would turn into what felt like a weird, rude exchange. The second person did things differently. They'd greet the staff, try a few words in German, maybe even apologize for the not so perfect German, in German of course. And then something interesting would happen. Very often, the German staff would switch to English on their own or do their absolute best to explain things in a very clear and slow way. So what's going on here? Do Germans speak English or not?
Well, according to the EF English Proficiency Index, Germany consistently ranks among the top countries worldwide for non-native English skills. So the ability is clearly there.
So can you please share the logic of what's happening here?
Well, here's my take. As Germans, we don't like to state that we are good at doing things when we feel like we don't have a perfect level. We are quite risk averse. So when people ask, do you speak English? Many Germans actually hear, are you fluent and confident in English? And if we don't feel 100% sure, the safest answer is simply no. That direct question can create an invisible wall. So while your German might not be perfect, it's best to start the conversation in German. If Germans realize it's easier to switch to English, they'll often do it themselves without you having to ask and without them needing to be perfect. So unspoken rule number 4, don't open with, do you speak English? Lead with your best German instead, even if it's imperfect. You'll often find people are much more helpful than you expect that way.
Okay, this next one still throws me off even after living here for 14 years. Imagine this. We're in line at a clothing store returning a pair of jeans that have a defect. Finally, it's our turn. The cashier looks up and says,
Bitte?
Like, that's it. No hello, no greeting, no smile, nothing, just a simple
Bitte?
Which, by the way, is a kind of asking like, what do you need? We very kindly explain the issue. She silently takes the jeans, taps away at her computer, prints a receipt, hands it over, and with the tiniest smile, and I mean the tiniest smile, she says,
Bitteschön.
which means like, here you go. Your refund is set, off to the races or whatever. And that's it. No chit chat, the transaction was over. As we're leaving the store, I turn to Yvonne and whisper, wow, that was so rude.
I shrugged and said, why? She did her job perfectly fine.
And that's when I realized, yet again, unspoken rule number 5. In Germany, efficiency and directness often matter more than small talk and exaggerated pleasantries.
Now, while these 5 unspoken rules can definitely save you from awkward moments, they're actually the easy part of adapting to life in Germany. Cultural mistakes are normal and easy to recover from. Legal mistakes, however, are not. That's why before worrying about life in Germany, you must first understand which legal path even allows you to stay here long term. We break this down step by step in the next video, which you can watch by clicking here on the left.